Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be diving into the Natasha Denona Glam palette. I have a few things to say about this palette, but we'll get into that as I'm putting it on. But before we get into that, please remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, and then if you'd like to, follow me on my other social medias. I have Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I think that's it. They're all Keely's Beauty, or they're linked in the description if you'd like. So this is Natasha Denona's new palette. It is the $65 size. So it's basically just half the product that her other palettes carry. Like the big $129 ones. It's just half the product in it. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna prime my eyelids. Okay, my eyes are primed. It's a very cool tone neutral palette. To be honest, it kind of reminds me of Jeffree Star Cosmetics Cremated palette. I think it is a much more edited dupe, if you would. So I'm kind of excited for it because for some reason I kind of fell in love with the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Cremated palette, but I don't want to buy it because I don't support the brand. So if you're like me and you like the color scheme of Cremated, this might be up your alley. Okay, so to start off this look, we are going to go into Smoke. Now, let's talk about the naming of this palette. So each shade is named after where it could be applied on the eyes, and where Miss Denona probably puts it on her eyes. Now, for some people, that's going to be awesome. Sometimes it's helpful to have, you know, a guide of where to put a shade. But here's the thing. There's a couple shades in this palette that are named where they will not go and where they will not work on someone of a medium or a deeper skin tone. Such as this shade right here, Transition, not gonna work. That's not a transition for really any person of color or black person. That is definitely not transition color. And the crease color is also not really a crease color for anyone who's a deeper skin tone. And I think she did not think when putting those shades and naming them like that. Because yes, it's a transition for her. It's a crease shade for her. But she's not an influencer, she is a brand. And the difference between a influencer naming the shades like this is it would be made for their skin tone. She's not an influencer doing a collab. She's Natasha Denona, owner of her beauty brand. So when she names things, she has to think, is this appropriate for everybody? And at the end of the day, this name is not appropriate for everybody because those shades cannot be used on black people. Like, it just will not show up or it'll look ashy as shit. So it's disappointing to see the shades named like that when that's not how they're going to be used on every skin tone. So we're going to stop talking about that. And okay. And the names themselves, like we have 2 center eyelids, 3 outer eyelid. Oh, 3 center eyelids actually. Nope, I lied again. 4 center eyelids. So I get the point, but she also has to look at this from an influencer standpoint. If I say go into outer eyelid, well, which one am I talking about? I have to actually physically show the palette each time. And it creates confusion. And, you know, it stifles some people's creativity to have them named like that. Now, if you're one of those people who like the names because it gives you creative, like it helps you figure out what you're gonna do, watch a YouTube vid. Like seriously, just watch a YouTube video. Or Natasha herself could put some like pictorials in with her palette, like a little here's what you can do card. Which a lot of brands I think used to do or still do. That way the people who do need these kind of names have something. So after smoke, we're gonna dip into crease over here. Oh, hi, that's me. That's a mindfuck. But we're gonna dip into crease right here because I am not following Miss Denona's guidelines. No ma'am. So we're just gonna use that to blend out that last shade. So overall, I hate the names of this palette, but so far, it's just same formula as her usual palettes. So now this palette, I don't think I will be doing a 3 looks 1 palette. I feel like for the most part, you're gonna get about the same crease shades. And the only difference is gonna be really what you put on your lid. Because there's only 5 mattes, which is fine. But, you know, there's not a whole lot of different crease work I can do. But overall, it's looking really good. It's a usual Natasha Denona formula, easy to blend. It feels like some of these are her cream to matte formula, which I like. So next we're gonna dip into the shade Transition. And we're gonna use that to buff out all the edges. But I hope after this palette she just goes back to her normal naming, where it's either like names, or she could do it Norvina does and just pull the A1, A2, A3, you know. Well, that's fine too. We don't need creative names. You can just number them. But none of this that promotes exclusivity in makeup. No more, please. So Transition is definitely her powder formula, but Smoke and Crease I think are more her cream to matte formulas, because Transition has a lot of kick up but the other two didn't. Just something to note. What we're gonna do next is take a bit of lash line and we're just gonna pop that in the outer corner. Ooh, she's dark. She's pigmented. I don't know what I want to do for the lid. We might actually follow Natasha Denona's rules in this palette. I think we're gonna take this shade, center eyelid, and we're just gonna pop it all over the lid. I like to use my fingers. You can use a wet brush if you'd like. I do not care. And then we're just gonna take this outer eyelid shade right here and pop that between that shimmer and the deep matte, just to kind of create this transition. It doesn't make much of a difference, but it does in my mind, okay? And we're gonna call that done. I'm gonna do my base off camera, and then I'll be right back. So this is the eye look done. I am really digging the color scheme of this palette. Not so much the color names, as we discussed. I think they're a little on the insensitive side and were an oversight from Natasha Denona. I hope that in the future she doesn't do that. But I really do think cool tones kind of like make the blue in my eyes come out. Anyways. If you like Natasha Denona's formula, if you get on well with it, if the $65 US price is in your price range, and if you want to not support other people and support a cool toned palette, this might be your jam. I think crease wise, you're not gonna get a whole lot of different color variations. You're not gonna get a whole lot of unique color creases, if that makes sense. You're gonna usually get the same one over and over again with a different shimmer on your lid or a matte. So as long as that's okay with you, and you know, and you like it and everything, it's her normal formula. It works well. I look gorgeous. And that's all I really gotta say about it. There will not be a 3 looks 1 palette with this palette because, again, I just don't think there's a whole lot different I can do. So